I'm Katie Cowan, and this is the Creative Boom Podcast. For episode 86, our guest is Katie Jones, a graphic designer from Manchester. I met Katie at the Manchester School of Art, where she's an associate lecturer. It's a role she adores as she spends loads of time doing something she loves while helping the next generation of designers. She loves it so much that in 2019 she scooped an MMU Teaching Award for Outstanding Feedback, the first teaching award the art school has ever won. The school is where Katie studied her own art foundation and a degree in graphic design. During her course, she looked around at the other students and teachers and found a calling to create a magazine called Fresh, one that would shine a spotlight on diverse creatives. It's a side project that has since opened many doors, built skills and confidence, and introduced Katie to the wider creative industry. In fact, Fresh made Katie realise just how important it is to build your own community. She's since become part of Slan Collective, a global network of artists and designers who all support one another. And she's become one of the people behind Ladies Wine Design in Manchester. Aside from these valuable hustles, Katie also runs a vegan food truck with her family. They just thought one day, let's try this. And so they did. In this episode, we talk about the values and life lessons Katie inherited from her parents and two brothers, the way she holds herself, not conforming to any gender roles, but finding her upbringing gave her strength and courage to pave her own way, despite having that conversation with her mother, the one some of you know only too well. We also hear about side projects and why they can be so fruitful, about rebellion and artistic freedom, of listening to your gut and not being afraid to change or quit something if it isn't working. Katie also shares why she will not accept the status quo and doesn't want to be pigeonholed into one field or merely picked out for the colour of her skin. It's a warm and honest conversation with someone who reminds us to count our blessings and counter these difficult times through the currency of kindness. Thank you very much for meeting me here, Katie. It's a great name.
Thank you for having me, Katie. Also a great name.
Is it Kate or Katie?
Katie, you can call me Kate if you want. I will basically respond to anything you want to call me.
Because this is an exclusive thing just for us Katies, isn't it?
Yep.
And we get asked our whole lives, are you a Catherine?
Is it Catherine? How do you spell that? Katy? Or Katie?
Is it with a Y? Oh, with a Y. That's unusual.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's like we have to go through this whole thing. Yep. All the Katies out there will be nodding along in agreement. So what was your childhood like when you were growing up? Did you always know that you were going to one day draw and scribble on trainers and work in this prestigious place called the Manchester School of Art?
I had no idea that I'd be working in this building. However, I always wanted to be a designer.
Wow.
I was clearing out my parents' house maybe like a couple of weeks ago and I found like my old journals that were like, I love Usher. And in it was like dream job designer. Like it's always been designer. I assumed it was going to be fashion designer.
Yeah.
But it ended up not being fashion designer after I did an art foundation. And I was like, this is quite hard actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those disciplines, isn't it, where you have to really want it if you want to get into fashion.
Yeah, and I admire like anyone who is currently in fashion because it is cutthroat. Like it's a cutthroat scenario to be in fashion. But yeah, graphics, is it quite strange to say graphics found me? Because it's true, because it's actually true. Like I kind of stumbled across the fact that graphics was like, oh, just this thing where you can kind of define it yourself. Whereas fashion design is to a certain extent preset. Graphics is so open. It can be what you define it as. It can be anything you want it to be. Back to your question though, my childhood was really cool. I had two brothers. It was very boisterous.
Oh, that sounds great. That's why I instantly get on with you because I have a little brother as well.
There we go.
Yeah. Sort of, would you call yourself describe yourself as a tomboy?
Yeah, I did as a kid.
Yeah.
I thoroughly did as a kid. I mean, we used to just like, my older brother would like charge me and my younger brother to have sword fighting lessons in which he would have like an old school lightsaber and we had toilet tubes.
Brilliant. And
like what a business minded like individual. But at the time it was traumatic.
Yeah, I mean, I used to sort of argue over the kind of little model toy cars and we used to sort of take over the entire landing and build kind of massive, maps.
Nice.
And tie my Barbie to the railway tracks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it always gets weirdly sadistic, doesn't it?
It really does.
God bless my parents because we were just chaos.
Really?
The definition of chaos. Me and my brother were toy fighting so much one time that I accidentally pocket dialed the police on my phone. We were like, it was all in jest. It was all so much fun. Pocket dialed the police. Then I picked up my phone and I was like, oh my God, bro, the police are on the phone.
Oh my goodness.
So we just hung up and we just like sat there on the landing like, it'll be fine, right? And they called back because they thought it was a genuine problem was going on. The police showed up at my house. We were like, Mum, the police are coming round. And she was like immediately tidying things. We were like, why are you tidying up? Like they're on their way. And they came over and were like, is everything okay?
That's her first response.
Immediately she had like bleach out, just like wiping stuff down. Like, Mum, this is an actual crime scene. Like we were just toy fighting. It was a horrific day. Yeah.
To be honest, I would have done the same. I'm very house proud, but
people are coming round.
But it defines you, doesn't it, when you have that kind of upbringing with two boisterous lads in the house, and it kind of shapes you as a person.
Yeah.
Do you think it kind of made you tough to cope with kind of
100%
the adult life that we lead?
100%. My brothers will just ask for things. They just ask for things. They do things in a really masculine way. And I feel like I have a lot of masculine energy, maybe because it comes from them, maybe because it's like women were outnumbered in the house. I'm not too sure. My brothers, I love my brothers so much. They influence definitely so much of who I am right now, because like, I will just ask or take. Like, I don't really mind. The worst case scenario is someone's going to say no.
That's so
I don't mind.
Great.
I do not mind hearing a no. So I will just ask, and I don't have any sort of fear of navigating my way around. I've been trained up in the art of street consciousness. So I'm protective of myself. Obviously, my brother used to train us to sword fight, so I feel like I'm a trained...
You would have been prepared.
I'm ready, like give me a toilet paper roll. I'm absolutely ready to just go in.
You were the only person watching Kill Bill and saying she's doing all that wrong.
Exactly. She's not holding that quite right. That katana's a bit wonky,
That's really lucky to have that. I suppose a lot of us women grow up in environments where we're not sort of prepared for that world, where we don't think we can ask for things.
Yeah.
And personally, I was always told, whatever I want, I can get.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen if they say no? Is it a big deal? At least you tried.
Exactly.
All these kind of like lovely nuggets of confidence that were instilled in me.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've had a whole heap of that and then some.
Tons of that.
I know your brother's creative as well.
They are creative in totally different ways to the ways I'm creative. So my oldest brother is, he's definitely an illustrator, even though he's not pursuing that as much as he should. And like, I'm telling him so many times, like, please he should just follow he's an amazing illustrator. But he's more business minded. So both my brothers are way more business minded than I am. And I think they've turned their creativity into down this business route. So they have more money than I have, which is fine, because they're really creative in the ways that they work. I just like to put pen to paper more often. They're both super creative in their thinking as well. I look to them I would look to them in every situation for like, what should I do in this situation? And they will always have this balance of like both sides. One will play devil's advocate and one will play the rationalist.
You are
and
so lucky.
Between the three of us, we just have the best conversations just about like, what should I do in this situation? And it turns into this massive worldly conversation about like, oh yeah, and look at the politics of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys, like, my brothers are amazing. Yeah. So
do you see them
creative.
A lot then? You quite really close?
We're super close. I think probably the fighting in our early years brought us close together, but we're super close to each other. And we do a lot with each other.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Oh, and I'm looking at your kind of like CV here, and we'll obviously come on to graphic design in a minute, but the thing that stood out to me, because, maybe I was hungry this morning, but you run a vegan food truck.
Yes.
Food trucks aren't you wouldn't think they were much of a thing over here.
Not much of a thing. Have you heard of makers markets and like those kinds of things
makers
you
market.
see?
Yes.
Yeah. So pre-lockdown, me and my brothers, so my older brother has arthritis, which is a bit of a shame, but like he's mega, like he's absolutely amazing. So like we all took this turn towards veganism because it does a lot for the body. We had these mega conversations about it. And as Jamaicans, like being vegans back then was like, what are you going to do without chicken? We all took this turn towards veganism, mainly support of my brother, because like he was yeah, we just did a lot of research and found that was a really good way in. And then, yeah, we're amazing cooks. We all cook. So we were just experimenting in the kitchen all the time. And then we just thought, we can sell this. So as my brother's a business minded, we were like, we can sell this. Me as a designer was like, I can make this look really cool. And then we just set up this food truck called Palette, which is still going now. So we started that before lockdown. Lockdown happened and it was kind of like, let's just eat all the food. Let's just eat all of the food.
Let's carry on.
Yeah, so we were doing markets like week in, week out. Like the first one we ever did was a hot mess. Like we ate most of the food that was there because we were just so panicked. We just didn't know like what to do. And we were in this really weird small town and everyone was kind of looking at us like,
what's going on?
What is happening? Like vegans, ugh, no. And then we did but before you knew it, we were like selling out at the Northern Quarter Makers Market like every other week. It was amazing. Lockdown happened. We stopped that for a bit. And now I run that same food stall with my dad.
Oh.
So my dad is like the most amazing chef ever. So my dad brings a Jamaican side to us. So he is like, yeah, but can we do it? But can we do it so it's not all vegan? Like I want to make Jamaican patties. And we were like, okay, that's fine. So like now my dad is like the face of the stalls, and he does like Jamaican patties and he makes cakes, and he's just this big burly man and just makes the most delicate cakes. Like they're actually delicious. So
sounds great.
It's an ongoing thing that we run now, but yeah, that's us.
I mean, that sounds like to me that you're not afraid of change, that you understand that actually if you're going to run a business, then it's okay to make changes and improve it and figure out what works. I think people get really hung up on change being this negative thing sometimes, and it's not really, is it?
No, I think you have to be adaptable, especially now, like in these days. If you're not adaptable, I don't know what you're going to do. You kind of have to be a little bit flexible, but not past your morals.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think a little bit of change is absolutely fine because you have to adapt to it, which is a creative thing to have to do. To have to adapt to a situation is like, it takes a lot of creative thinking. And if you can't really do that, it's like, it's a skill that's definitely worth gymming up. Like it's definitely worth just
love the aggression then.
Yeah, like you just have to gym that up.
I'm starting to think I shouldn't get on the wrong side of you.
Don't.
With the sword fighting
because I've got all the skills. I can throw Jamaican patties in your face. I've got my sword skills.
We should do a sort of side project and start filming our own kind of like movie around Manchester.
I would be so down.
Like
for
our
that.
own version of kind of, Fight Club or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, something
100%.
really cool.
Yeah, just pick on strangers.
Can I just be like an extra?
I think you should be the star of the show also as the two
You're the
Katies.
star.
Like I think
Katie and Katie go on a rampage. I love it. Can we do lots of kind of like, really
super
cliched
moves.
sort of zoom in and zoom out?
100%. Lots of what do you call them?
Slicing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Love that.
We'll do it. We'll get other people involved so we can just focus on the fighting.
Yes.
So this is great. So like you're really you're a family person then, and I guess it sounds like you're close to your dad as well. What kind of things did you learn from him and your mum growing up? What kind of values did they instill in you?
That's a really nice question. My parents are amazing and supported me to do anything that I wanted to do. So wanted to go to art school, and they were like, do it, but be the best at it. Like if you're going to go and do it, be amazing at it. Like really, really give a shit about what you do and try and go all the way. Like my parents are just pushed me to just never, ever think small. Like anything that I've wanted to do, I can go to them and have a really rational conversation. They will never, ever tell me that like something I'm doing is stupid. That's a lie. They will tell me that something I'm doing is stupid, but I will probably try it anyway and then realize that like they were right. I think I've reached the age now where I'm like, oh, my parents were right about like 90% of the things that I should have and shouldn't have done, but I kind of did them anyway. And now I'm learning that like, oh, these are really cool people. Like beyond just being my parents, like they're really cool people. And like individually, if they were just humans existing, I would be really good friends with them because they're just super cool. And they've always pushed me to just think giant about it, especially being a Black female. They like, that's one thing my mum has always like instilled in me because she was adopted by my grandparents. So my mum is mixed race. I don't know what people want to say about mixed race these days. There's like so much terminology. I really don't care. Like my mum is mixed, considers herself a black woman, as she is. So her mother was Irish and her father, well, we're not too sure where he was from. She was adopted by my grandparents, who were both white, lived in Bury in the 60s.
Wow.
And so she's had this really strange upbringing where she has been this like solo black woman in like when no one else looked like her. And so she's had to fight her way to not be like messed with. So my mum is not to be messed with.
She's tough.
Yes, my mum is tough. And so my mum has instilled that in me to just be tough. And I don't have the same challenges that my mum had faced, but I'm prepared for it. Like I'm always just prepared for someone to tell me that I can't do something and for me to explain why I absolutely can do that thing. So my mum's hardcore. And taught me a lot about like hold your space. Don't let anyone take your space away from you. Shout out mum.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, did you ever have to have that conversation with you? You have to be extra careful.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it reflects more badly on you because of the colour of your skin.
Yeah, 100%. And I have to work extra hard to get to the places.
To prove your point.
Yeah, exactly.
To prove your place.
I don't mind that because I am amazing. So me working extra hard means that like, I'm going above and beyond what my parents were even talking about when they said, you need to work twice as hard. It's like I'm working quadruply as hard. And I'm so grateful that I have that because like, I will not stop. I will not stop until I get like where I need to get to. I just work constantly. And because I'm working within design, I really, really enjoy it. It's not like a struggle or like some crazy strife. It's just, I'm really glad that I have that instilled in me. And now as a lecturer, I'm kind of like, you guys should do the same as well. So all the students, it's like, don't stop working. Just keep on doing your thing. Yeah, it's become like a personality trait at this point.
I mean, you're still quite young and you are a lecturer here at Manchester School of Art. How many years have you been doing that?
This is my first year as a lecturer.
This is your first?
Yeah, first year as a lecturer. Started as a TA like immediately after I'd graduated. Worked in industry for a bit. I was like, it gets a bit monotonous. I was in a studio. We were working on, it was like a branding and marketing studio.
Right.
Which was amazing. The people were great. It just like, I don't think a studio environment is for me because it was like, when do I get to choose the brief? Oh. It's like, never. And then ended up coming back here working as a TA. Then I was an associate lecturer and now the full works.
The full shebang.
The full shebang, yeah.
Kapow. And is there a sword hanging on the wall?
There
so
really
if there's any
is.
terrible students.
100%. Like, don't mess with me. I've got sword skills.
It'd be so fascinating to know, like, what, the kind of kids that were coming through the door even 20 years ago compared to the kids that are coming through the door now. Mm-hmm. When you talk to sort of people who've worked here for longer, have they sort of said that they've noticed a difference, that it's becoming more diverse?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is in terms of like when we're talking like 20 years back, but even in the past, from when I was a student, I graduated in 2018, started in 2015, and I'm from Manchester. So when I came to uni here, I was kind of looking around and I was like, how is it so diverse on Oxford Road? And then you get in the art school and it's like just me and like the other black students. We kind of like, why are we like hat tipping at each other? Like it kind of shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be that pick outable.
But it is.
But that's what it was. And so instead of being like, oh, that's kind of sad. All those black students kind of got together and were like, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, why is it just us? So we tried to do something about it. So we wrote a manifesto to the uni. We just spoke to the uni about like stuff that we felt that we needed as students. Mm-hmm. That manifesto went down like a lead balloon, by the way, can I just say? Like, it was so bad. We basically wrote, we want these books in the library. We could do with more staff that look like us, because at that time there was not a single black member of staff in the art school. I need to do the maths on it, but I think I am the only black member of staff working in the art school.
Even now?
Currently, even now, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just me. Be the change you want to see the world. But yeah, so at that time as students, we wrote this manifesto, and the manifesto ended up got put in some other random building, and people were writing the most hateful comments on it, like hateful. We saw lecturers stopping and getting a pen out just to write hate on the posters. What? Like, you don't get to decide what happens here. The curriculum is the curriculum for a reason. And all of this just wild stuff. And we were just asking for some books. We were asking for some books and like a different lens when it comes to like creative feedback. And people people hated it in 2018, which is insane.
We get dumber, not smarter if we just stay in a bubble.
Exactly.
So we need to look outward and inward and, try and make it.
Yeah. Listen to understand instead of listening to immediately respond. You can kind of see it when someone's just like waiting for you to finish to be like, yeah, no. Like, it's going to just listen to what we're saying because we're not asking for too much. So in terms of how diversity has changed, even yesterday when I was in a lecture hall with 100 brand new graphic design students, it was beautiful to notice that like diversity is on the move and it is getting considerably better and better. So yeah, yesterday was a really nice day to kind of see that we're moving in the right direction. Like it works for everyone. It was nice.
And whilst you were a student here, you started something yourself to do something about it. You started Fresh Magazine.
I did indeed start Fresh Magazine.
This is something we have in common. So you're the founder and editor. But Fresh Magazine, tell us a bit about it.
Fresh Magazine is huge in my world. So when I was in my second year, moving into third year, I decided that I kind of wanted all of this tiny group of Black and brown students. I kind of wanted to know what they were doing and know what they were up to. So before magazine was a magazine, I put a flyer in the lift that was like, hey, Black and brown students. And I literally worded it like that because I don't like BAME and POC and I'm not an acronym. Just I'm Black. Just you can call me Black. It's fine. You can call me brown. It's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So I just put a flyer in the lift and was like, I've booked out the studio, photo studio. Just come and have a chat. And so I took their photographs and then asked what course they came from, asked what projects they were working on. And it was amazing. Like there was literally like a queue out of the door of students just coming in, and we'd spend like 15, 20 minutes, get to know each other, swap Instagrams. And then there was like a whole community of us.
I was going to say, the next thing you know, you've got a network.
Exactly. Ultimate networking. And so with all of that, I was like, what do I do with all of this? Because it was going to be like a photo series. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, oh my God, I'm a graphic designer. It's a magazine. Like
it's got to be.
It's got to be a magazine. And so I sat down with them and re-interviewed them properly to get like articles for the magazine, got loads of pictures of their work. And it was like, initially the first one was just like this art school edition where it was just like Black kids at art school, like look at us doing our thing. And then that just spiraled out of control because I think giving it context, and instead of just like writing a manifesto where it's like we want books, instead of doing that and just showing them this is visual and we're also here in art school and look, we're making really cool shit. And look, not all of it has to do with like our identity and being Black. Some of it's just cool stuff that we make because we're just artists as well. Because of that, I think people got what we were trying to go for now. So we had conversations with the uni. Penny Macbeth was the dean at the time. She was amazing. Like she was literally like, whatever you need, we've got you. She was like, you need more money to print more editions. Because at the time we were just paying out of like student loan money. We get like 20 copies, amazing. And Penny was like, get 100, get 150 and sell them, like give them to people, sell them around the uni. So she gave us a space to do our thing. And that was incredible. And then, there was like a second issue, which was like more international. So that was like social media based and people were like, how can I get involved? And then it's just gone on and on and on. And it's been picked up by so many people. Like Fresh has given me the opportunity to speak and like actually be heard because someone gets it a little bit more. So, I've been able to speak at like loads of different events and conferences, and it's taken us to Amsterdam. Like at one point,
wow,
there was 3 of us working on it as students here. And we got picked up by this awards, like it's called the Spin Awards based in Amsterdam.
Yeah. And
they were like, come and pitch your idea and we'll see how it goes. And they flew us out to Amsterdam and it was incredible. We did not win, but who cares? It was amazing. They taught us how to public speak and they taught us how to sell an idea. And yeah, it was insane. So that was Fresh Magazine. We did our 4th issue in 2019, I think. And then it's a bit of a weird one with Fresh because Fresh started to become the thing that like it defined who I was. And it was like, oh, it's this Black designer and she's like being an advocate for the Black designers. And that was amazing. But it was like, yeah, but like, I also do this stuff over here.
Yeah.
And also like, you don't need to say Black after every like thing that I do. I'm just a designer as well, inherently Black. But like, it started to become this thing that was just like a stamp and everyone just put me and the magazine together. So I took a massive back step from that because not only did like Black designers and Asian designers and brown designers need a platform. So do underdogs from like, there's like, within this building, within this institution and within society, there's hierarchies that go beyond it being about color. There's class as well. And as soon as you start throwing that into it, there's gender, there's sexuality, there's so many things that come into it. And it just became this huge thing that was keeping me up at night. One, defining me. Two, it was like, how do I save the world? And then I kind of took this selfish decision to just not to end it, just to take a huge step back.
Yeah.
And try and find the thing that was like, why did I get into art in the first place? Because it wasn't to like fight off people it wasn't to fight racists. Like that wasn't why I wanted to become a designer. So I just wanted to find like what led me here in the first place again.
It was a kind of note in a lift that led you down a path.
Yeah.
And became something else.
Yeah.
And then you kind of thought, okay, that was fun for a while.
Yeah.
But now I've kind of grown and now I'm going to focus on something else.
Exactly. And I think like we both talked about change earlier, I think taking that step to just be like, let's just chill for a bit and like, we'll see what happens with it. We can pick it up whenever. Because that's the thing, it's a self-directed project. There is no deadline. There is no one telling me that this needs to be done.
No, exactly.
The only pressure was coming from myself. And there was one night where I was just lying there like, oh my God, I need to start the next issue. And like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And because it's a lot of work. Like running a magazine is so much work.
Hello.
I know. It's so much work.
It is a lot of work.
It's so much work.
And to do a print version, I can imagine it is way more than I have to worry about.
Then you look at, you just, why am I up at night thinking about paper stock and worrying that like this issue is not going to be as luxurious as the last issue because the laminate stock I can't quite source. Life's too short for that right now. Maybe at some point that will excite me again, but it became so overwhelming that I just thought, I'm going to chill for a bit and like let someone else just pick up the torch for a bit and fly that. And I hope maybe someone listening to this or like the students who have, it's bothering them similarly.
Yeah.
Go and do it.
Yeah.
Like, or take over fresh for a bit. Like go and do your thing and let it take you somewhere else in the world because it will. But for now, I just needed to like get my feet back on the ground and
served
just
its purpose.
Chill. Yeah.
Do you think you've always had that kind of attitude in you, or do you think that kind of, step back and okay, this isn't working for me anymore? Do you think that came about from all the self-reflection we had to do during the pandemic? Yeah,
100%. I think the pandemic times were obviously like chaos and carnage and crazy, but weirdly very peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was so much time to just be with myself and be like, oh, I like me. Like my inside of my brain is a really nice place to be. And that's the first time in my life that I'd ever thought that like, I really enjoy my own company.
Yeah.
And so Katie just sat and had a conversation with each other like we're doing. And it was just like, oh girl, just chill. Just chill. Like there is not, you're putting so much pressure on yourself. I think earlier me, like, so younger version of me would have been like, no, do everything because mama said you have to work twice as hard. But then it's like, no, if you burn the torch at both ends or burn the candle at both ends, you're just going to fall out of love with the whole of design and end up just like miserable.
Burnout is real.
Yeah, burnout is very real.
Yeah. And have you suffered that yourself or?
Yes. I think Fresh was the closest I got to it. That was ultimate burnout, which was a shame because I wanted it to just run on forever, but maybe it will. I keep talking like it's fully ended. It's not.
Well, it's not, is it? It's still there. You can pick it back up. You can sort of, I'm not suggesting for a second nobody would have noticed that it wasn't there, but I think sometimes we can overthink things, can't we? And we can like think things are bigger than they are.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Actually, everybody would understand because everybody's been through the same thing recently. And
humans are generally really, really nice and understanding, and we kind of forget that. But like, the only pressure is me putting pressure on myself, and I'm fine. I'm just
you can
chilling.
chill.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I think everyone I talk to is like, yeah, I'm just really good these days at going, it's okay to not work.
Yeah.
It's okay to sort of take this afternoon off because I'm tired, and I'm like, what were we doing beforehand? We were just running and running and running.
Yeah.
So in that respect, not that I'm saying the pandemic was a good thing, but the silver lining was that maybe it got us to reassess how we work and how we think and move away from this. Because I was researching hustle culture this morning, and it was like a big news theme in 2019.
Yeah.
Like loads of people were writing hustle culture. And then the pandemic happened. And now we're hearing things like quiet quitting, and all these kind of things, people really sort of taking a step back. So many blog posts from leading designers who've sort of burnt out and just had to take a break. So I get it. It's been
Find
tough.
what brought you to design in the first place. Like, you lose that when you're wrapped up in someone else's business. Like, if you're just focusing on work and I need to make this business make money, like, you kind of lose. How can you not just kind of lose what got you into design in the first place? Just go back to that for a bit. That's absolutely fine. And if you can, quit. Just stop. Just say, no, I can't take that on, or no, I can't do that. Like, life is incredible. And I don't think we were designed to work as much as we actually work.
No.
I'm going to leave that sentence right there. But yeah.
I mean, it's a bit controversial, the next question, because you and I have benefited massively from hard work and side projects. So how do you kind of like, because I struggle if somebody says, can you give me any advice? How can I get noticed? My first piece of advice that springs to my head is like, do a side project. But then I'm sort of torn because I know that involves, homework basically, and doing things on the side and everything that's involved. I mean, even just sort of finding people to interview, that's a big task in itself, and then managing those people. Have you got a photo? Have you got this? Oh, they're not big enough. Can you send something back? But you're doing that 20 times over per issue. It's kind of, it's a tough dilemma. Well, would you still sort of, even after everything you've been through and all the kind of couple of years of chaos, as you say, would you still recommend people do a side project like Fresh?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I would say do a side project. If you haven't done one before, and especially if you have no idea and a lot of self-doubt, even more so, you should just do it.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh, okay. So like, no one really knows what they're doing. Everyone's kind of just making it up as they go along, but some people sound more professional than others. So like, I think you have to do a side project to start to understand what humans are actually like, especially industry. And I'm doing like air quotes there. Industry is this term which is like seemingly so terrifying until you like demystify it. And I think side projects like that, you accidentally end up speaking to industry and you realize that like, oh, they're just humans being humans.
Yeah.
They're also just being hit by life at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And like, it makes it so less intimidating. It's just go and speak to humans. It pulls you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I would say do a side project. But the one thing that I am so grateful for is that beyond doing that side project and just putting that to one side, me and my friends who are like absolutely amazing, we started an art collective, and that has been like, oh, I'm not alone. Like, if I don't do it, someone else will pick up the work, and we're all working towards the same goal. And so working within a collective has just been like the most amazing, cleansing, like, just like, oh, it's just like, oh God, I can't even get the words out. It's just been amazing. So working with like 9 other creative people, we're putting on an exhibition. It's been, join a collective. Work with your friends.
How did that come about?
So strange. It came about. I met one person who introduced me to another person. So I met my friend Azim, and he was working at the student union at the time, and we met each other, and we were like sending each other this really formal email because it was about Fresh magazine and diversity, and he was like diversity champion and blah blah blah. Sending each other super formal emails, yours sincerely. And then we sat in an office with each other, and it was like, oh, you're cool as hell. You are so cool. And then he introduced me to his friend, who's Nate. And then since then, it's just been like this introduction of like people that have met from all over the world. So we've got like my friend Jamiro is from Amsterdam. Loads of people from London and Birmingham, like people from all over like the world and different cities. We're called Slang Collective. It's just a group of like-minded individuals, and we just hold each other accountable to just being creative at your own pace.
Sounds great.
It's amazing to just like sit together, just exist in the same space. It never feels like work, but like when we leave each other's company, we've either had ridiculously creative conversations, or we've like just had a really nice time with each other, and it just takes the pressure off it being like all about you, and you have to do the side project, and you have to make sure it works, and you have to make sure it makes money. And no, sometimes you can just make for the sake of it. That's what we're trying to do.
I think that's been a recent lesson I've learned is that, you know, having that community, having that network is so important. Just to have people who've got your back, who you can fire ideas off. And, you know, just, you know that they're there. Because going out there, I don't imagine that you're intimidated by going out there alone. And I say out there, this mythical place. I mean, out in the big, bad world, industry. I can't imagine you're intimidated by that. But it certainly helps, doesn't it, having like all these other people who are going through the same pains and challenges. And
yeah, because we laugh all the time when we say like we have like really weirdly adult jobs. Like there's like surveyors in there and people who just like work for like design companies and people like there are so many jobs that we all do, but then we can just come together at the end of the day and just like shake that off a little bit and just be like, you know what, like with some of these skills that we have, like working some of these jobs and just being the humans that we are, it's easier to ask people for things that you need when there's like a group of people behind you. So yeah, I don't think I am intimidated to go out there into the world, but I definitely was. So like the Fresh magazine was like the first hustle that I did that was like, okay, I'm less scared now because people can say no, but most of the time they just say yes. Like
opens doors, doesn't it?
It opens so many doors. It opens so much confidence as well. But then with a collective of people, it's like, oh, we can just go down together to this space. Like we're going to do an exhibition. So let's just go down together to this space. We're all really nice humans. Let's just go together, and takes the loneliness and the awkwardness away from it. Because it's like, I'm doing this for you and I know you're doing this for me. So it's this beautiful like circle of trust, which is just lovely.
Oh, it sounds great. You're encouraging me to find a co-working space again and get back out and get out of the kind of house.
Yeah.
So you are a graphic designer by trade, but you were telling me that you love like doodling on your trainers. We've got the same trainers. I'm very proud of this fact. You might have to doodle on mine, you know, because they're quite boring and white.
Snatch them off your feet. Thank you.
So would you define yourself as an artist then?
Yeah, I am struggling with the definition of what being a graphic designer actually means and of what I actually am. So I've been doing this thing where I think I've been doing this thing my whole life, and just recently I like put it in context and I was like, oh, I do so many different things until I get bored of them, and then we'll immediately move on to something else. So it's like making earrings, sewing clothes, and just making some skirts because why not? Yeah. Cooking all the time just because, again, why not? And then I've been drawing and writing and all of that stuff. I think some designers would call it typography. For the longest time as a student, I always hated typography because I thought it was this really strict, like it had its rules and it was like Swiss or German, or it was just really mechanic.
Yeah.
And so like, I was always like, I don't think it's for me because I like things to be a bit more chilled and I like to break some rules. But then you can with type, because again, being a designer of any kind, any practice, like you decide what you are. Just because you go to uni and it's like, this is the brief now, doesn't mean that that's what graphic design means. If that's someone else's take on what graphic design is, you can decide exactly what graphic design is. So I love playing with type. And recently I've just been like, you know what? I'm just going to get some really nice pens and some really nice paper because, again, why not?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It started with song lyrics. So like I make playlists every single month. Because if you make a playlist every month, when you go back to like August 2018, you can be like, what was 2018 Katie listening to? Oh, banger. Anyway, I started just getting some songs that I liked and just making these posters. And then people were like, can I buy these? And I was like, what?
Oh, amazing.
So I've sold like an awful lot of these posters where it's like, pick a song or pick an album and just like leave me to it.
Yeah.
That's my one rule, is like, just leave me alone. Do you want black paper or white paper? Cool. Leave me alone. I'm just going to do it. So I've been making these like posters now.
Are they typographic?
Typographic, super typographic. So, yeah, it's all type. The whole thing is type.
You got an online
just
shop?
Words. I don't have an online shop because I'm just not that with it yet, but I will. Like, it's taken me by surprise that people want to buy them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, oh my God, okay, I should probably have a shop. I just have my Instagram right now where it's like, if you want one, you can just send me a message. But I just like doing them. And so there's just, in my flat right now, it's just, there are just pages and pages and posters and canvases. They're just filled with type. It's like word vomit on a page.
Yeah.
And because there is obviously consideration as to like where the next word is going to go, but I don't know what this thing is going to look like in the end. All I know is that like, I want to do like this all caps MF Doom piece, Or I just want to write. So I've got this ongoing one right now, which is, God, it's like a canvas the size of this table. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like this huge canvas. And in the middle of it, I just wrote, how are you? And from time to time, I just go back. So it's like this diary, but it's super typographics. It's just, I'll pick up any pen at any point. And like, so far, it looks really cool, I must say. But it's just, I'm not going to put all these rules and restrictions on like, you should do this because you're a graphic designer. So you should focus on the kerning more and you should focus on this. Layout is inherently like design-based principle. So like you laying out anything becomes a piece of graphic design. I know graphic designers are going to hate that I've just said that, but I don't care. Like it's true. So like you considering where certain things go on a canvas or on a page makes it a piece of design work, but like you do it however you want to do it. So that's been lovely.
You're definitely a free spirit.
Thank you.
And when you're writing, how are you? What's the general theme as you're sort of adding to the artwork?
God knows. It's just put down how you feel right now. So there was like, I was going through this phase like not long ago where I just didn't know what was going on inside my own brain. Like I couldn't figure it out. Like I'd lost track of myself, which was so weird and so hard to like define how are you? Because when someone asks how you are, usually you're like, yeah, I'm fine.
It's a British thing, isn't it?
It's so British.
Oh, not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, how are you? Cool. Yeah. Well, really, you could just be going through like a crisis and you'd still be like, yeah, fine.
Whereas the Americans might go, amazing, awesome.
Totally awesome.
We're like, not bad, could be better.
Not bad, brew, cool. Like, so with my how are you, it's like me asking how are you, and I always work with the idea that no one's going to see this anyway, which makes it way easier to work. So my how are you is like so honest. Like if you go through it, it's just the inside of a human's brain. So some of it is super dark, and it's like I'm just terrified. Like I am just constantly terrified of what? I don't know. And you just like
and it
write
just goes.
This ongoing monologue of like what you actually mean by that. Because if you ever tried to like, have you ever noticed yourself thinking before? Mm-hmm. If you do that, you notice that like you were really erratic. Like you will go off on one thought and then you'd be like, oh, that's a nice view outside the window there. Oh yeah, dinner, I should probably do that. And then you don't really answer anything. You're all crazy. And so writing it down that you can go back to that thought that you just had and be like, oh shit, yeah, I was feeling like that like a minute ago, but now I feel way better. What happened there?
Yeah.
And so it's just, I think if people saw it, you'd be like, oh, that is insane. But it looks really cool,
yes.
which is one thing. It's been really enjoyable doing it.
Well, maybe we'll see it exhibited somewhere one day.
I think you might see it exhibited. Like I'm literally planning on exhibiting it with the collective when we do our exhibition, just to put it there and be like, humans.
You could make it interactive. You could create a replica piece and then get everybody to fill in their own.
I mean, do you want to join the collective? Because that is the idea that we've had also, just to get a big piece of canvas and write, how are you? And just see what happens.
I don't know if I'm worthy to join an art collective. I can report on it, darling. I can write about it. Yeah, it's funny how we kind of can lose ourselves, and it catches up on you, doesn't it? You kind of. Well, we do it in various different ways. We can sort of neglect ourselves. We can forget to sort of, think about how we're feeling. Mm-hmm. We can stop dressing in a way that brings us joy. Yeah. We can not get our colours right, which is what we were talking about before. That's my problem. And we can get very lost. And I think a lot of people recently have realised how lost they felt before the pandemic, and then since then. Have been on a kind of journey of self-discovery. When we're kids, we're just sort of in the moment, aren't we? It's, I really miss that. And I try and go back to that as much as possible, how to bring that playfulness.
Yes.
Without it being, too self-centered. Mm-hmm. You have to sort of tap in. It's really difficult to do.
Yeah. But like, it is difficult to tap into. But then at the same time, is it hard to like draw on your shoes, draw on the windows,
go crazy,
buy Posca pens. If the adult in you's like, oh my God, actually, I don't want to draw on my windows, Posca pens wipe away. Just get some Posca pens and draw all over your windows, which I promise you is what I do all the time. I don't think tapping back into that like kid spirit is like just unlearning some of the things that we've been told to do. Like, don't stand on that table because you'll look like a bloody nutcase. It's like we're just told not to do so many different things, and it's like, it's cool to be rebellious. And if it's cool to be rebellious and being rebellious brings you back to this like childlike wonder, then just rebel even in your own home.
Yeah.
Sleep on the other side, like turn your pillows around and sleep on the other side of the bed. Just rebel in like tiny little ways. It's so much fun to just be like, you want to kick that right there. I'm going to kick that stone. I'm going to kick it all the way until I get to my car. Boom, did it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're told these things, aren't we? Wherever they come from, whether they come from teachers or parents, not in your case or mine, but whether it's other people who've said these things. But, these narratives are still coming at us now. I mean, do you feel like, that, positive inner rage when you realize that other people are trying to sort of perhaps keep you down or are kind of maybe threatened by you and they're sort of making you feel like you don't belong in a space or there isn't a seat for you at a table, the mythical table of dreams. Does it make you just want to go rah and stand on the table and...
Yeah. In a way, it makes you want to scream and stand on the table and then flip the table and then like kick all of the chairs, then just smash a window and then just fix your collar and leave a room
and walk out into the sunset
with a samurai sword dripping in blood. Like, yep, that'd look amazing. But yeah, I think my dad taught me one thing, which is, my dad taught me many things. One of the things he taught me was don't knee jerk. He says that so many times, like don't immediately react to something. Just take a minute. Let it digest. It's weirdly stoic. Like if you ever read about stoicism, it's just like...
Yes, I do.
Yeah, let's just observe the situation and just be with the situation and watch how it makes me feel. But ultimately, if someone is trying to put me down or not put me at the table, I will destroy you. Like I will do it in a way which is like, I know I have a right to be at this table and you're so wrong to either try and put me down or try and tell me that I can't be somewhere that I'm supposed to be. That it's only going to end badly for you because I know that is the right thing to do and I should be there.
And when you realise that fact, when you realise you don't need to ask for anybody's permission to pull up a chair at the table, there's power in that.
Oh, so much power. So much power in being like, oh, your table's imaginary, by the way.
It really is.
I'm going to be over here, like just working on my dreams.
I'm building my own table where everybody can come. Yeah.
With some solid oak wood. Yeah.
Yes, and maybe a really nice sort of soft finish in a white wax.
Yeah, get some lemon oil on there as well with the nice smell.
Could we kind of add in sort of, charging for our iPhones?
Oh, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that.
So we don't have to do all these cables.
Yeah, with the wires everywhere. I'm looking at so many wires right now.
Keep it aesthetically clean and minimalist. Yeah, I think there is power, especially as a woman. And I suppose in your case, as a black woman, you can just sort of say, I don't need your permission.
I need your table.
And I'm going to be cool and calm and confident. Yeah. I get a kick out of that, knowing that when I walk into a room, I'm confident, I'm empowered.
Yeah.
I've worked hard. I've got a lot to be proud of.
Love that.
I think those inner voices as well can be so negative sometimes. And I can only imagine, because we are all the same. We're human. We're all the same. Yeah. We have our highs and we have our lows. And I can imagine on that table, there'll be insecurities like any of us would put down, those fears, those kind of like voices that we hear. What kind of tools do you have apart from, your swords? What tools do you sort of dig out that kind of fight back against those kind of insecurities that help you get back up and come out fighting?
I just really like to exist with myself and really hear myself and hear how I feel. I think even over the past year, I think I've got really good at that. Like even just going for like super long walks or just cycling for ages where it's like, you can just drown everything out. And I'm not thinking about the day. Like I don't take work home with me. Life is so incredible that like, I'm not taking work home with me. I'm not taking anything that is causing me stress. I will just think it through and write about it. So one thing I do a lot is just write down this internal monologue. It's gibberish half the time, but like when you look through it, it's like, that does make sense.
Yeah.
And so I don't ever go to sleep with anything which is like pressing. I will fix it before I go to sleep. So when I go to sleep, like my house is really, really eclectic. And then my room is like a bed. You just go to sleep.
Minimalist.
It's so minimal. You can't even charge your phone in there. Like it's
good. There's
nothing in there. You just go to sleep in there. So I'm not going to bring worry and stress there. I'm just going to write it down. If it takes all night, it takes all night. But like, yeah, I won't go to sleep with anything that's like really pressing or on my mind or something that I haven't yet done. But yeah, I walk a lot. I journal a lot. And I have amazing friends. Like my friends are absolutely amazing.
And an amazing family.
And my family is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm very, very blessed and very grateful for that. I have a really good network around me of people that I can speak to. Some of that's come from just being like an amazing family, shout out. But some of that's come through like people are kind of like saying you've collected people along the way is really weird, but I'm gonna run with it. So from side hustles and just being at uni and just being an artist in the way I want to make art has just brought so many people into my marble. And I'm trying to keep it that way. So like try and keep your circles smaller. Like I don't need any extraneous opinions from people. That's like, I don't need any of that. I have everything I need here. I just go to sleep super grateful every night, even if the day's been shit. I'm still grateful that I have like heating, which is super expensive at the minute, but still like, just grateful for things.
And you've got food in your belly and
exactly.
Roof over your head. These are all the things we're so grateful for right now. I mean, it was quite interesting. I was asking people on Twitter, that old thing, and, what kind of themes do you want coming out of the podcast that's happening next? And one person said, and it broke my heart. They were like, well, it's so difficult for us all right now. Can we sort of like talk about that, how everybody's coping, because it feels really bleak at the moment with everything that's happening in the news and the world. But lots of positives to grasp onto, isn't there?
Of course, always in any situation, there's always something you can cling on to, even if everything else around it is just a mess. There's like one thread, like someone had a really nice smile today, and I'm just gonna hold on to that one thing. But like to be grateful is a skill that like I don't want to say has been lost, but I feel like people undermine how important it is to actually be grateful for the things that we have. I mean, like even if you're listening to this right now, then like be grateful that you can, like you even have the ability of listening to that, and just be grateful that you woke up this morning and just be super grateful.
Count your blessings, my Nana always said.
Blessings, yeah, exactly. We because I know you used to run Ladies Wine and Design in Manchester, right?
That was my lovely friend. I got involved for a little bit, but it was a major letdown because I was too busy with Creative Boom. Danny will be laughing if Danny's listening to this. She'll be laughing her head off. Danny, I can only ever be honest. You know me. And she was so lovely about it, and she ended up getting help from other people, and they were amazing. But that's what you're now doing.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like,
don't ask me to help. I'm rubbish.
I'm not gonna ask you for help, but like, this is what we're now running. And just in that conversation with like how to cope, the last event that we did, we hung these posters up around the wall, and just for people to fill in. We handed out loads of pens, and we're just fill these posters in. And like one of them was like, "How are you?" One of them was like, "Just draw anything." And like, what scares you about design? Freelancers, how much do you charge? Let's just get real and talk about actual figures and money to help other freelancers.
Great idea.
And on the how are you one, when I was reading it back, it was like, oh, people are kind of struggling actually. Like people really need to just come together in the same space and just be heard.
Yes.
And so, I think that was a bit of an eye opener to kind of like living in my own marble and just being like, oh, things are nice and things are great. It was like, when you have that and when you got to that point of being like, I'm super grateful for what I have, give back, pay it forwards. I always have this metaphor, if you're driving, for anyone who drives, and like you let someone go and someone pulls out and then they don't let the next person go in front of them, I'm always like, just pay it forwards. Like just let the person in front of you go. So I think if we all start doing that a little bit more in like whatever sort of way, the world is genuinely way better. I know that sounds a bit cliche, but like if you just pay your day forward, you had a good day, just pay it forwards. Like if you go and pick up some bread from the shop, will you just be nice to like the people in the shop or just say something nice? I think it's a very easy fix for this really tragic world that we're living in, is to just pay it forwards.
Exactly. Kindness is currency.
It is currency.
I love that you're doing more of your community thing with like Ladies Wine and Design as well, because that's a great little kind of group.
Definitely.
That was how I developed a community here in Manchester, because up until that point I'd had my head down. I was building an agency. I was working really hard and I had my friends here, but I didn't have like loads of people who were also creative that I could fall back on and get advice from and vice versa. So that was like a lifeline. And I actually found out about that by being invited to speak. And I was obviously terrified and sat in front of all these amazing, incredible women, and many of whom are now my friends. So
I love that.
I love that you're doing that, because I know you're going to get so so much out of it, and
definitely
the people who come to it will equally do so too.
Yeah, because there's so many newbies to Manchester that it's like, Manchester's so cool.
It's great.
People are so nice. Like, we thank bus drivers in Manchester. I'm sure other cities do it as well. But like, that's one thing I love about Mancunians. But yeah, definitely. And that's a case of like, I feel like I've learned enough. There's obviously I've got so much more to learn, but I feel like I've learned enough at this point to just kind of give someone a little bit of advice, or like something that I did like shockingly wrong. If someone's trying to do something similar, I would love those conversations where it's like, okay, what you're doing sounds amazing. Try not to do like this, and this, because you can just avoid making that hot mess mistake right there. Yeah, so Ladies Wine Design Manchester, thank you, Danny, for passing on the reins and confidence. But yeah, we're looking forward to like what we're going to do next with it.
Oh, that's great. Well, if it's all right, I'd love to come along and
100%.
See,
yeah.
I've got to get out of the house more. You know, that's my mission for the next 6 months. So it sounds like you're in a really good place. You're sort of working here at the Manchester School of Art. You've got all these interesting things going on the side. You must be feeling optimistic about the next 12 months.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not planning it at all. I also, that's such a paradox. I'm not planning it, but at the same time, I don't just want to like float and exist through life. If the next 12 months, like, I am happier than where I am now, if at this time in 12 months I'm sitting here and I'm like way happier, then that'll be lovely. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens. Have no idea. Got some things in the pipeline, some exhibitions here and there. I just want to keep being an artist in the way that I think that myself as an artist wants to be. God, did that make any sense? We'll go with it. We'll go with it. Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to keep checking in with yourself. Yeah. Like, you've got all these tools and
yeah. It's going to be honest with myself the whole time. Like, I don't enjoy doing this anymore, so I'm going to stop. Like, I want to keep that energy going forward.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk us about your journey so far and giving us all these like amazing pieces of wisdom that you've learned along the way. I mean, you're only 26 and the world's your oyster, and I'm so jealous. I wish I'd figured all this out at your age. But...
Oh God, I don't think it's figured. I don't think I've figured it out.
Well, no, I don't think we ever figure it out. But
I'll take that anyway. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
It's been really nice chatting with you.
To discover more about Katie Jones, you can find everything you need via the show notes at creativeboom.com/podcast. That's where you can also hit subscribe and see our entire archive of episodes so far. And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to leave us a review, as it not only gives us a little boost, it also helps to support the creatives we feature. Next up, we'll chat with Arthur Folliard, a creative director based in New York, currently building and leading Koto's office there. Until then.